Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Crystal. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and for hanging out with me today. I am currently out of town, so I'm in a hotel room. I have Gilmore Girls on in the background, but yeah, that's kind of why I have this new background today. I haven't filmed a video in a while, but I'm really excited to just sit down and start filming again. I miss it so much. Today, I'm going to be doing a makeup review, which these are my favorite videos to film. They're so fun for me. I'm going to be doing a full review and wear test on the new CoverGirl foundation and concealer. So this is what the foundation looks like. This recently just came out. I don't know the exact date that it came out, but I know that it was very recent. And then this is the concealer right here. Now, this foundation claims to be transfer resistant, which means that when you're wearing it on your skin, it won't transfer onto people's clothes or anything like that. So I'm very excited to test out that claim that it makes because I feel like that's a big claim. So what I'm gonna be doing is applying this on my skin, and then I am gonna be doing a wear test. So I'll be checking in with you guys throughout the day to see how this foundation is wearing and of course how the concealer is wearing. I am very excited because foundation and concealer are two things that I love reviewing and testing out. So when new foundations and concealers come out, I'm all about it. I want to try all of them. And the best thing is that these are both drugstore. So if these turn out to be as good as they say they are, then that's even better because they're very affordable. I want to say the foundation was around $10 and the concealer was around $11. I got these both at CVS. And to be quite honest, I have not used CoverGirl products in a very long time, probably since high school, which was a long time ago. But since then, I've never been drawn to CoverGirl products. However, I have heard that they have stepped up their game lately with their makeup, and so I'm really excited to give this a try. So for the foundation, I got the shade T30, and then in the concealer, I got shade T100 Golden Amber. And this is just a little bit lighter than the foundation, so I think these are gonna be two really good shades for me. So I'm gonna pull my hair back so that we can get started. All right, now I have primed my skin. I just wanted to prep my skin the exact same way because then I feel like I can get a really true test of how I feel about these products. So I have my damp beauty sponge right here. I actually got these on Amazon, just a little side note. I got these on Amazon and they're freaking amazing. To me, I feel like these are the best beauty blender dupes that I've ever tried. So if you're looking for a beauty blender dupe, because the beauty blender is pretty expensive, these I got a pack of 5. I want to say it was 5 for like $8. I will link those down below in the description in case you guys are interested. So I'm gonna shake this up. So the bottle says this is a comfort matte finish oil-free formula. It does not have SPF, which doesn't bother me. I typically use SPF on my face as I'm prepping my skin anyway. So an SPF for me in a foundation is not completely necessary, but just FYI, this does not have SPF in it. It does have a pump, so I'm very happy about that. Okay, so I'm putting about that much on my hand. It feels like, just in first like feeling it, it feels like a really good consistency. So as you can see, it's not runny at all. It's not running down my hand. But I wouldn't say it's like super thick either. Like the Milani foundation is really thick when you put it on your hand. This one is not as thick, but it's definitely not runny. So I actually really like the consistency. So I'm just gonna dot it. It actually feels really good on the face. Like just by putting it on the face right now, it feels very nice. Okay, I'm gonna take my beauty sponge. I have a mirror right here. I'm gonna start blending it out. Oh. Oh, wow. I know it says that it's matte, but I wouldn't say that this is super matte, which I like because my skin is more on the dry side, so I actually don't really prefer matte foundations. Well, if you guys can kind of see, I mean, it blended out very nicely. It does look very natural, like the finish looks very natural on my skin. It is definitely not full coverage either. So if you guys can see on my skin, like you can still kind of see some of my redness peeking through, like right around my nose and on my cheeks. I have a little blemish right here. It didn't really cover that either. I'm actually gonna apply a little bit more just because I wanna see if it's buildable. I'm just gonna apply more on these areas where I feel like it didn't really cover that much. Okay, let's see how another layer does. I mean, the finish is beautiful. I feel like it's a very luminous finish. It's definitely buildable, that's for sure. So it's 100% buildable. Like you can, if you put on another layer, it's not gonna like make it look all funky. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this foundation is more of a light to medium coverage foundation. So as you guys can see, the finish of this foundation is really pretty. I really like it, but I don't think it's a matte foundation and it's definitely not full coverage. So if you're looking for something that is super matte and super full coverage, you're not gonna like this. But I will say, I think that this is so far a really great foundation for every day, because for me, I'm not like a full coverage girl. My skin doesn't really take full coverage products very well. It kind of makes me look older. So I like for my foundation to be a little more on the dewy side. And so this one for me, for my skin type and what I prefer my foundations to look like, I really like it. If you couldn't tell, it just makes my skin look very like luminous and natural. I'm gonna go in with the concealer now, which I'm so excited about. First of all, I love the applicator. It's like a doe foot applicator. I don't know how much to use, so I'm just gonna use what I normally would use. That's about how much I would typically use, so we'll see. It doesn't feel heavy or anything on my face. It feels like a really good formula so far. So let's blend it out. This is a really good shade for me as well. Put a little bit on my eyelids. Well, that was very easy to blend. The finish looks pretty good so far. I mean, am I impressed with this, CoverGirl? Okay, CoverGirl. I always put concealer down the center of my nose just to brighten that area and make my nose look a little bit thinner. And also, I don't know if you guys can still see a little bit of my dark circle right here in the corner. I do really like the finish. I'm gonna apply a little bit more right there in the corner. %100% buildable for sure. So if you were to put another layer of concealer on top, like if you needed more coverage, it is 100% buildable. Like it doesn't look cakey or anything like that. Right now, I mean, I'm really enjoying the concealer as well. I think it looks really nice. CoverGirl's coming through a little bit. So now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna set the concealer. I always set my concealer or else it will crease on me because I have this line right under my eye that concealer always gets into. So I 100% have to set my concealer. I'm gonna go in using the Laura Mercier powder. This is a powder I know works for me. So I'm gonna set that concealer and then I'm gonna see how it, finishes once I set it. I'm gonna blend out any creasing before I set. All right, I'm gonna dust off that powder. Like, I feel like this foundation concealer looks so good. The foundation hasn't like creased in my laugh lines, which almost always happens to me. There's only a couple of foundations that don't crease on my laugh lines. This one has not creased. The concealer worked really well with the setting powder. I mean, it looks beautiful. I will say that after the foundation has set on my skin for a while, it does look much more matte than it did when I first applied it. So I will say that once you first apply the foundation, it does look a little bit dewy, but then as it sets and as it dries, it definitely dries down to more of a matte finish. Okay, so it is currently 9:02 in the morning. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and finish off my face. I'm gonna finish my makeup, and then I will see you guys here in just a little bit. Okay, so I just finished the rest of my makeup, and my thoughts right now are that I am just so impressed with this foundation and concealer. I mean, as you guys can see, it looks very, very good on the skin. It blended beautifully with like my bronzer and my blush and all the other products that I put on my skin today. So the real test is gonna be how this foundation and concealer wears throughout the day. So I'll be checking in with you guys in a few hours, and we will see what the situation looks like after I check in with you guys in just a bit. Hello guys. All right, I am here for my first check-in of the day. What time is it? Okay. It is currently 12:30 in the afternoon, so it has been like 3.5 hours since I've put on this foundation and concealer. I mean, I think you guys can tell just by looking at my face how amazing this concealer and foundation has performed within these last few hours. It feels really great. It looks really great. I'm just so impressed with how this has performed, especially for a drugstore product. Let me zoom you guys in a little bit closer. So as you can see, the foundation has like creased just a tiny bit right here around my mouth, which for me is completely normal, but this actually isn't bad compared to a lot of other foundations that I use. Same thing with the concealer. It hasn't creased or broken up or done anything weird under my eyes. It looks really great. The foundation does claim to be transfer proof, so I'm actually gonna test that out right now. Okay, so here is a white towel. I figured white would be the perfect, the perfect color. So I'm gonna just like go like this. Let me do it again. I don't see anything. Regardless of whether it would come into court or not, I convinced Stephen Avery that it was 100% reliable. And that if I'll do it on my chin. We would have a big problem. So I laid all this on him. So I don't see anything on this towel from my face. So it passed the transfer test. I mean, I honestly did not think it would pass the test, but it did. I have Making a Murder on in the background because it's my favorite documentary of all time, and sometimes I just, sit there and rewatch it while I'm working. All right, so I will check in with you guys in the next few hours and see how this is performing, but so far, I am loving these products. Okay, you guys, it is currently, it is 5:57 in the evening, so it's almost 6 o'clock. So it's been about 9 hours. I put this foundation and concealer on around 9 a.m. And so it's now close to almost 6. I put my hair up because I'm getting ready to take off all my makeup, put on my pajamas, and watch the finale of The Bachelorette because it's Tuesday night and it comes on in like an hour. So I'm about to take off all my makeup and just get in my fat pants and watch The Bachelorette. So I wanted to give you guys my overall thoughts. It has been 9 hours, like I said, since I've put on these products on my face. And I mean, I don't even think I need to explain how good these products are. You can just see how my skin looks, how the foundation looks. I'll get a little closer. How the concealer looks. Everything is still intact, looks really, really good. It has come off a little bit around my mouth just because I've been eating and wiping my mouth and stuff like that. So of course it has come off a little bit from around my mouth, but other than that, it looks amazing on my skin right now. It hasn't moved around or gotten patchy or, you know, gotten kind of discolored or anything like that. It still looks really great and really fresh on my face, even though I've been wearing it for almost 9 hours. So for the foundation, my overall thoughts, I think that it has medium coverage. It is definitely not a super full coverage foundation. So if you were looking for something that is completely full coverage, you may not like this foundation. I think that this foundation is perfect for every day because it is more of a medium coverage, and so I feel like it not only lasts the entire day, but it's not gonna get cakey or creasy or anything on your skin. So I think it's perfect for everyday wear. Also, as you guys saw when I first applied it, it did look a little bit dewy on my skin and very luminous, but then as it dried down, it did get more of like a matte finish. So it's not super matte to where it looks cakey or anything like that, but it does dry down to a more matte finish, which I typically don't really prefer, but this foundation is like, I actually really love this, and I'm really surprised because I typically don't like matte foundations, but this one is just, I'm in love with it, and I think it's so good. Now for the concealer, I'm just gonna go out and say that this is one of the best drugstore concealers that I've ever tried. And that is saying a lot because I have tried almost every drugstore concealer, and there's only 2 that I've tried that I really like. And one is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. That one's really great. And then the Makeup Revolution Concealer is one of my like top, it's probably my second favorite concealer of all time, the Makeup Revolution one. And actually this concealer reminds me of that one. So I feel like the Makeup Revolution and this one are now tied for my second place. And my first place is MAC Pro Longwear. That's like always gonna be my #1 concealer ever. I would say that this concealer is more of a medium coverage concealer. I think it's perfect for every day. It doesn't get cakey, it doesn't crease. I highly recommend you try these if you're looking for an affordable foundation and concealer from the drugstore. I think these will be so great for you. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I love doing videos like these, so if you guys have any other products too that you would want for me to review, leave those down in the comments as well. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications so you never miss one of my videos. So I'm gonna go take a shower, I'm gonna take off my makeup and watch The Bachelorette, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.